Communist Muslim Zohran Mamdani confirms he still believes Trump is a fascist and threat to democracy. Of course he does. Zohran Mamdani confirms he thinks Trump is a fascist and threat to democracy, doubles down on sanctuary policies and impeding ICE following Oval Office meeting. Democrat Socialist New York City Mayor-elect Zohran Mamdani appeared on NBC's Meet the Press recently, where he said Trump is a fascist, a despot, and a threat to democracy just 2 days after he met with President Trump in the Oval Office. In his Sunday morning interview, Mamdani confirmed that he does think nationalism is fascist, Trump is a threat to democracy, and that he is not going to allow ICE to deport illegal aliens unless they're convicted of a serious crime.
In that press conference with President Trump, a reporter asked you whether you believe that President Trump is in fact a fascist, a word that you've used in the past. You were about to answer, then President Trump sort of jumped in and he said, quote, "That's okay, you can just say yes. It's easier than explaining it." So, Mr. Mayor-elect, just to be very clear, do you think that President Trump is a fascist?
And after President Trump said that, I said yes. And
so you do?
And that's something that I've said in the past. I say it today. And I think what I appreciated about the conversation that I had with the president was that we were not shy about the places of disagreement, about the politics that has brought us to this moment. And we also wanted to focus on what it could look like to deliver on a shared analysis of an affordability crisis for New Yorkers.
You've also said in the past that President Trump has engaged in a, quote, attack on our democracy. You've called him a despot. Do you still believe President Trump is a threat to the democracy?
Everything that I've said in the past, I continue to believe. And that's the thing that I think is important in our politics, is that we don't shy away from where we have disagreements, but we understand what it is that brings us to that table. Because I'm not coming into the Oval Office to make a point or make a stand. I'm coming in there to deliver for New Yorkers. And a few weeks ago, I was asked by a reporter 3 words to describe myself. I said, New York City. And that's what animated that conversation. How do we deliver for the people of New York City?
I think that some of your supporters would be curious to know, you say you stand by your past statements that, yes, he's a threat to the democracy. How do you square working with someone who you still think is a threat to the democracy?
I think working for the people of New York City demands that you work with everyone and anyone, and that you always look to find those areas of agreement while not overlooking the places of disagreement. And I think this was something that came up in our meeting. We spoke about immigration. We spoke about the fact that in New York City, we have sanctuary city policies that allow for the city to work with the federal government on around 170 serious crimes. The concern for so many New Yorkers comes about anything beyond that. And I spoke about the importance of us being able to protect New Yorkers, and some of the incidents that we see, they do not do that.
This rhetoric of calling Trump a fascist, this rhetoric of calling Trump a threat to democracy and standing by that is kind of what's been argued to be what has led to the political assassinations of people like Charlie Kirk. Rhetoric meaning lies, slander, and assassinations of character. Zohran Mamdani and staff label ICE inhumane and vow to uphold our sanctuary laws. Signals willingness to cooperate with ICE only in extreme violent felony cases just 1 day after White House meeting. New York City Mayor-elect Zohran Mamdani has reverted to his old ways of smearing ICE agents and vowing to stand against President Trump's efforts to remove illegal aliens, all of whom are criminals, from the country unless they are arrested in extreme violent felony cases first. This is who he always was. Apparently, until an illegal alien who should have never been here in the first place murders an American or violently rapes and murders a woman or child, New York City will continue to protect them. Mamdani said on X less than 24 hours after meeting with Trump, quote, New York will always be a city of immigrants. Mamdani's incoming chief of staff told Spectrum News the day after Mamdani's fluffy little meeting with President Trump in the Oval Office that Mamdani, quote, made clear that we uphold sanctuary laws in our city and all immigrants will be safe in our city, accusing immigration officials of inhumane practices. She added in a clip shared by Mamdani on X, quote, our sanctuary city laws allow cooperation in extreme violent felony cases, and that is something where I think we have an alignment. This appears to signal that Mamdani will tell ICE to pound sand when illegal aliens commit nonviolent crimes like driving under the influence, theft, burglary, fraud, vandalism, drug possession, or drug trafficking.
We certainly were clear about our disagreements in the room, and the mayor-elect made clear that we uphold sanctuary laws in our city, and all immigrants will be safe in our city. We also made very clear that we feel there has been inhumane raids just this week. So it will be a future conversation with the president, but we again grounded in an overall desire and the acknowledgement that our sanctuary city laws allow cooperation in extreme violent felony cases. And that is something where I think we have alignment.
Mamdani posted this clip on X with his endorsement commenting, quote, "New York will always be a city of immigrants. When we protect the communities who keep this city running and uphold our sanctuary laws, we create a future that's safer for every New Yorker." Did you really think you can trust a Muslim communist that is now the incoming mayor of New York City to actually work alongside President Donald Trump, to be rid of illegal aliens, to get rid of the criminals that don't belong here to begin with? Of course not. It's not going to happen. It never was going to happen. That's why communists like Zohran Mamdani should be treated and designated as the threats that they actually are. These people do not want to make any city in the United States of America anywhere remotely great. They want destruction. That's what commies do. Cancer, acne rosacea, multiple sclerosis, and rheumatoid arthritis are 4 different diseases in 4 different areas of medicine. What if they can all be treated with parasite medication, and that turns out for these diseases to be true? What if I told you that if you had a pet or ate sushi, you are more likely to have parasites? This means that a lot of our ailments that we experience every day are caused not by environmental issues, but by parasites as well. This is something Big Pharma does not want you to know about. I know many of us check off many of these boxes. This is why Purge is offering their new liver cleanse products for all of you out there that need to clear those toxins out once and for all. PurgeStore.com offers everything you need to cleanse and detox your body. Powerful enzymes and probiotics, 15-day colon cleanse protocols, liver cleanse, and of course, the parasite cleanse. Right now, if you go to PurgeStore.com and use promo code DREW, that's DREW, you will get 20% off your entire order. Use the link in the description below, PurgeStore.com, and support the Gateway Pundit today. The Gateway Pundit is supported by the people, we the people, that is you, the American people. We thank you for your support. Democrat Senator Ruben Gallego responds to Mark Kelly investigation in profanity-laced tirade, says, "F you to President Trump and Pete Hegseth. This is effing insane. F those guys." Junior Arizona Democrat Senator Ruben Gallego responded to the Department of War's investigation into Senator Mark Kelly for urging military members to defy the president's lawful orders with an unhinged, profanity-laced video statement while driving through Arizona.
This is fucking insane. We should all point out how fucking insane this is. Hey, this is Ruben Gallego. I'm traveling through Arizona right now, and I just received the news that the Department of Defense is starting investigation against my seatmate, Mark Kelly. This is fucking insane. We should all point out how fucking insane this is. And, you know, these guys are trying to say that they're not acting like fascists. They're not trying to give as much power to this president as a king, and they should stop acting like it. Mark Kelly's a patriot. There's no reason why they're going after him. He was doing his duty and just reminding people about their rights as service members. And, you know, Secretary Hegseth, all these guys, fuck you guys. You're not going to be able to scare us. We have a right to defend the Constitution of the United States. We have a right to tell other service members that they have a right to ignore illegal orders, and you're not going to be able to intimidate us.
You're not going to be able to intimidate us, huh? You look and sound pretty intimidated, buddy. Klobuchar delivers insane word salad when asked what specific illegal orders Trump issued the military. NBC's Kristen Welker actually pressed Democrat Senator Amy Klobuchar about the seditious Democrat lawmakers and their viral video urging the military to refuse President Trump's orders. He is the commander-in-chief. NBC's Kristen Welker on Sunday asked Klobuchar what specific illegal acts the seditious Democrats were referring to in the viral video. Klobuchar could not answer Welker. She delivered a word salad about the National Guard and a district judge's order. As always, just typical Kamala Harris-style Democrat talking in circles.
Do you know what the specific illegal acts are that your Democratic colleagues were referring to there?
Well, it's very clear in this code for the military that you cannot follow unlawful orders. And, that would be, I'll just use an example. Some of the judges have now found in certain cities that it is not legal to send in the National Guard. And those National Guard members have come home. Some of them are still there. But if their commander were to tell them, hey, go out on the streets and do this and that, that's not following the order that is in law.
Right. That's a pretty good example to make your case to justify communicating to the entire United States military that it's okay to defy the commander-in-chief and his unlawful orders, even though they truly are unwilling to define and get down to the specifics of what they actually mean. These people know what they want. They want a rebellion. They want a civil war on all fronts. My name is Drew Hernandez for the Gateway Pundit, and you have been on Watch with Drew Hernandez. I'll see you guys on the next one.